God is real. You feel me? God is real. So when we ask God for things, we must look for it in a real way. We mustn't look for it in a fantasy way. You feel me? We mustn't look for it in a fantasy way. We must look for it in a real way. Because God is real. You see, when people ask God for stuff, they look for it in a magical way. But God is not fake. God don't deal with magic. For instance, if we ask God for a car, just say we need a car to get around in. Most people look for it, those type of things in a magical way. Like God ain't gonna just snap his fingers and then you gonna get a car. You have to look for it in a realistical way. Like maybe you might be walking down the street, you might meet somebody, and you know they might just you might hold a conversation with them for whatever reason, and they might say, "Oh, there's a person selling a car down the street. It's a good car, but it's cheap. It might just need a new oil pan or new brakes." And then you're like, "Wow, just like that, you got a car." That's how you must look for things. When God, when you ask God for things, you must look for it in a real way. You can't look for it in a magical way because God is real, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? Because we must have love. We must have love within us. Like we must love people. We must love people because if we don't love people, we'll never see God blessings because God walk through the people. You feel me? God walk through the people. So if you ask God for something, most likely you're going to get it through somebody else. That's why we have to have love for people because God will give you his blessings through people, whether it's some type of information, some type of, you know what I'm saying? So you can't be of God and just living for yourself. You have to live for others because God will give you his blessings through people. The same way the devil walk through people. The devil get his work done through people. And God get his work done through people also. But you see, God lives in all of us. But the choices we make, the devil enters. You feel me? God lives in us. But the choices we make, the that's how the devil enters. So, just love people. You know, I mean, sometimes you might go through things with people and then you'll be like, man, I don't, F people, I don't care about people. You know, I mean, it's okay to go through certain feelings. But when you bring yourself down to reality, you have to love people because God walks through the people, and that's how God will give you his blessings through people. It don't have to be necessarily like you gotta get help from somebody or whatever. But you know, God do his works in the flesh because nobody nobody could see the spirit. Nobody can see the spirit. So the spirit need flesh. The spirit need to put on flesh. The spirit need to put on flesh in order to get works done. You feel me? So God will walk through you, me, whoever to get his works done. You feel me? So we must look at things. When we ask God for things, we must look at it in a real way, not magical. Ask God for stuff in a real way and look for it in a real way, not in a magical way.